Sandro Botticelli was an Italian painter of the early Renaissance period. Born in Florence, France, he was influenced and trained at an early age by Fra Filippo Lippi. It was from him that he learned a more intimate and detailed style. From the late 15th century, Botticelli was recognized for his talent. He caught the attention of various popes and prominent families, such as that of the Medici, and was commissioned various times to produce artwork for them. Pallas and the Centaur is one of Botticelli's many paintings that explore the relationship between a man and a woman. The three interlinked rings of the Medici family have been used as an ornamental element on the clothing of Pallas, indicating that the work was commissioned by a member of the family. The painting was hung in the bedchamber of a Medici bride, right next to the Primavera. Pallas is seen holding a halberd in her hand, as well as branches of the olive tree entwined around her arms and body. The centaur has passed into a forbidden area. Pallas, who represents wisdom and intelligence, has gained victory over the sinful ways of the centaur, and clearly shows her triumph by grasping him by the head. The Adoration of the Magi is a painting that dates back to 1475. It was commissioned by Gaspar di Zanobi da Lama. Botticelli's alleged self-portrait as a blond man on the far right is seen, as well as several members of the Medici family, such as Cosimo de' Medici, kneeling in front of the Virgin. His sons along with his grandsons also appear. Sandro shows variety in depicting the people, some showing full face, some in profile, and others bent down, each showing different attitudes. The Primavera is a tempera panel painting, and is one of a series of mythological works. It depicts the celebration of the arrival of spring. The painting is thought to have been commissioned by one of the Medici family. Venus, goddess of love, is in the center of an orange grove. On the right of her stand the three Graces. Next to the three Graces stands Mercury, messenger of the gods. Floating overhead at the center of the picture is Amor, the son of Venus. On Venus's left is Flora, goddess of flowers and spring. Next to Flora is the nymph Chloris, who is pursued by Zephyrus, god of wind. The Birth of Venus is thought to be Botticelli's most famous work. The painting was commissioned by a member of the Medici family. It depicts the goddess Venus having emerged from the sea as a fully grown woman. Venus is seen nude, with her neck and torso elongated. She stands in a classical contrapposto stance. Venus emerges floating on shell from the water, blown toward shore by Zephyrus on her right. Oris, goddess of the seasons, stands on her left, handing her a flowered cloak. Venus and Mars shows the Roman gods Venus and Mars in an allegory of beauty and valor. Giuliano di Piero de' Medici is thought to be the athletic model for the male depicted in this painting. Venus lays watching Mars, god of war, sleep, while two infant satyrs play, carrying his armor. Another blows a conch shell in his ear, while a fourth rests under his arm. The scene is set in a forest, and a swarm of wasps hover around Mars's head. The calumny of Apelles was reproduced purely on recorded details of a painting by Apelles, a Greek painter of the classical period. It was commissioned by a Florentine banker. An innocent man is dragged before the king's throne by the personifications of calumny, malice, fraud, and envy. They are followed to one side by remorse as an old woman, turning to face the naked truth who is pointing towards heaven. The king is sitting on the right-hand side of the picture on a raised throne, flanked by the allegorical figures of ignorance and suspicion, who are eagerly whispering the rumors in his donkey ears. He is stretching out his hand searchingly towards Rancer, who is standing before him. Left without a description on the setting, Botticelli created an elaborate throne room. The portrait of a man with the medal of Cosimo the Elder features a young man displaying in triangled hands a medal stamped with the likeness of Cosimo de' Medici. He features small eyes, pursed mouth, and holds the medal as though a badge of honor. The identity of the young man has never been identified, although some believe it is Piero, one who betrayed Florence and left a stain on the Medici family. While it is unknown who commissioned it or where it spent the first century of its existence, it is passed on at some point to Carlo de' Medici.